Are you ready to become yourself? For years, dozens of people from all walks of life have turned to this one man, Leslie Tanner, desperate for the tools to reshape their life in our raised, godless world. Utilizing a unique blend of good-natured humor and brass tacks education, his innovative approach has helped innumerable people reach new levels of consciousness and personal power. Leslie Tanner, a controversial but selfless and massively influential figure, defies categorization. Since he and his life-changing program rose to fame, the expert class has desperately attacked him as a clown, snake oil salesman, or predator, attempting to silence him precisely because he is so effective at helping others become happier and more powerful in their own lives. From the most challenged, the mentally ill, handicapped, women, and mentally retarded, to the most successful athletes, entertainers, business owners, medical doctors. Regardless of your station, Leslie Tanner has committed his life to giving you the tools you need to transform your life. So, are you tired of being in near constant emotional and physical pain? If you could snap your fingers and have $1 million, would you do it? Is there a you buried deep inside whose power and will yearn to be expressed?
It's a whole life-changing program.
If they get half of what I got out of this program, they're going to have a much happier life.
It was fun. I really loved doing the program. I loved learning about myself. It was just amazing.
So if you have an interest in transforming your life once and for all, come along. I have so much to show you. In a moment, you'll have the opportunity to call the number you'll see on the screen and speak to me, Leslie Tanner, directly. Together, we'll tackle the most critical issues related to unlocking your true individual power and reaching your fullest potential. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to Explorations. A warm Saturday evening to each and every single one of you, my brothers and sisters in Explorations. Wonderful to have you in the chat, my early birds here, ready, excited to get that worm. Well, tonight, the worm is one thing and one thing alone. It's Diet Coke and the present moment. Good or bad, that is what we are doing. Exciting or not, that is what that is what this evening entails. So buckle up, get ready for a lot or a little or whatever you make it, because I'm just gonna fucking drink Diet Coke tonight. Namaste, everyone. How is everybody feeling out there? Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the program with which we explore the universe both inside and out to unlock and unleash the power within. Namaste. Yes, once again, we are here, settled up, ready to rock and roll here at Explorations on both Twitch and YouTube. How's everyone doing, huh? How's everyone doing tonight? Oh my goodness gracious, it's wonderful to be with you. Namaste. Ninja Day says, what it do, guru. Blessings and namaste to you tonight. Also, how's the sync, by the way? Oh, there it is. So the video's behind. Yeah, I've been having some problems with the sync. Let's see if we can fix it real quick. All right, that should probably do it. Are we doing better? Is this better? Is this better, more satisfactory in general? Are we feeling good about the sync? The AV sync, it's been moving around on me. It has. It's been juking and jiving on me back and forth, and it's been another little fun thing to play with. You sure do like cats. Welcome back, by the way. Namaste. Everybody say hello to, yep, I sure do like cats, a relatively new member of our community, somebody who very recently put the program into place in their life, showing, once and for all for them, their themselves, their friends, their family, letting everybody know. Fisk Mommy rating. Namaste to Fisk Mommy. blessings to you. Fisk Mummy's got a very specific presence. I don't know if you guys partake in the Discord server that we've got for this little program, but Fisk Mummy's got a very specific presence on our Discord server. It's very unnerving to many people, I can tell. They say things that nobody has any idea how to respond to, and it is either a joy or kind of a bummer, to a lot of people, and that's what we like. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Fisk. I cherish to have you, and I cherish all the stuff that you say on Discord as well. I personally, I enjoy it a great deal. Namaste to you. How are we doing? Like I said, guys, tonight the theme is, as you can pull up at any moment in time, Diet Coke. So what I've got right here is a 2-liter of Diet Coke that we're going to be drinking this evening. A 2-liter of Diet Coke that we'll be sipping on all night. It's room temp, so I do have a glass of ice, but I will be taking some swigs from the 2-liter, depending on how I feel. I saw Pepper and Chini make a little shit fit already about, you better drink from the jug. Who cares? Get your own 2-liter of Diet Coke, and maybe you can have your own program, your own show, and maybe have, upwards of 10, 15,000 people watching you every single time you hit stream. Namaste. Cherish, good to see that you're in great spirits. Go ahead and open up the Diet Coke. There we go. Diet Coke opened. Everyone, can we shout out minimum divestiture QW app? Can we shout them out, please? Can we please shout out minimum divestiture QW app? I don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know how to follow the directions that they're presenting. But yeah, we got 2-liter. We got 2-liter. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. Nice 2-liter Diet Coke for me, Leslie Tanner. Can we please, did someone do a shout out yet? Beautiful. Guys, yeah, everybody follow minimum divestiture QW app. Thank you so much for popping in. Now, who does the tilt when they pour, huh? Who does the tilt when they pour? I do the tilt. Wonderful. It's good at room temp, it's good ice. That's how flexible of a beverage it is. Namaste to Diet Coke tonight. Thanks so much. Fix, echo, fix. How's everybody? So, guys, this is this is very, this is a beautiful Saturday evening. We're just doing Diet Coke tonight. Diet Coke tonight, all night. I'm going to be drinking Diet Coke. The line is open. I don't really care what the fuck we talk about, because I'm going to just be sipping Diet Coke and hanging out in the present moment and just exploring the present moment as I drink Diet Coke. All of you are welcome to join me in sipping on Diet Coke or maybe a similar beverage, a Coke Zero, something like this. But either way, that is what I will be doing. The line is open, 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I could call you tonight?
Joyce.
Dwight?
Yep.
Dwight, it's great to have you on the program, Dwight. Is this your first time calling, Dwight?
Sure.
Beautiful. Sounds good. Larry Picklejar coming in with a communal vision. That'll be up on the screen momentarily. Dwight, so what's up? What's going on?
Well, you see, I hate Diet Coke. I hate it.
There's an echo still?
What?
Hold on one second. Dr. Pepper kicks Diet Coke in the balls, says Larry Picklejar. All right, now let's, one moment. Are you, make a sound for me. There we go. We're doing better, right? Got rid of the echo?
Yeah.
Fix. All right, good. No, it was, sometimes if I don't open OBS in the correct order with the other applications, it doesn't get the audio from the other. So then I got to on the fly open new application audio output captures. But then if I don't get rid of them the next time I open OBS, then there's a teeny feedback kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Picklejar says Diet Dr. Pepper better than Diet Coke. Sometimes I agree with that. Diet Dr. Pepper is very good. I had a Dr. Pepper Zero the other day, and it really just knocked my socks off.
I don't think it's supposed to do that. I think you're supposed to keep your socks on.
Oh, yeah. So that was a figure of speech, Dwight. That was a figure of speech that I did not mean that. I did not mean that literally. Yeah, Space Cat. Yeah, it's wonderful. Wonderful stoner on my neck. But in all seriousness, I do appreciate I do appreciate Dr. Pepper Zero. It's very, what I meant by that's an old turn of phrase, meant, that meaning that it's good, that I enjoy the Diet Dr. Pepper or the Dr. Pepper Zero.
Mhm. Mhm. I hear that sometimes they use that stuff to clean blood off of sidewalks.
Where'd you hear that?
I know from experience.
So you heard, and oh my goodness gracious, Dwight, we're about to enter the caverns of jazz. Well, namaste to you. I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold for a moment while I play a little jazz, all right?
Understood.
Holy moly, why not? Diet Coke and a jazz sounds like a Saturday night to me. Single bits from Pepperoncini, getting the vibe up and excited. Not really sure why I'm in just the corner there, but I don't hate it. I look at it and I don't hate it, to be honest with you. I'm gonna take a look under the hood and see what's going on though, real fast, while I also sip my Diet Coke this evening. See that one? Yeah, that one's all silly too, huh? Who knows why? Blessings and namaste to everybody donating, getting this train going. Danny Blue Jeans with 2 bits, pepperoncini, 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 pepperoncini. Also, you ever simply sip on an ice-cold Mexican Coke in a frosty glass bottle? Now, there are a few things as refreshing and just tasty as what you just described, pepperoncini. A Mexican Coke in a frosty bottle. Namaste to you. Wow, the sweet majestic sound of electric sax is Hardware 323. Blessings and namaste to you. We're just kicking it back tonight on this this beautiful Saturday evening with one another, with no promises, no movement, no purpose, no direction anywhere. That I'm just going to be sipping on a Diet Coke all evening. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Blue Jeans gifting a sub. Ellie Benelli gifting a sub as well. Extremely generous of the both of you. Inspired by the Diet Coke, inspired by the jazz, inspired by the community and in camaraderie here at Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Danny Blue Jeans also hitting it with that 69 bits. Namaste to you, blah, blah. I saw on the news that Trump is applying for a 10,000% tariff on Mexican Coke. Duncan did it, frothy suds with a side of sexy tunes. Nigel Pennyweather, we love you, Leslie. Woo, 100 bits, and a namaste to you, Nigel Pennyweather. Extremely generous of you. 100 bits. 100 bits can go very long. Lord knows that we stretch those bits out as far as humanly possible. Very few streams. Sometimes people get on these streams and they say, give me bits. They say, give me bits, give me subs, give me bits, give me subs. And what do they do in return? They sit there and they whack off, essentially. They just whack off. They don't do anything. They just say like, oh, community, right? I'm giving you community. No, I'm not giving you community in that sense. That is the work of Satan. That is the work of devil. This is empty, modern. Some might call it neoliberal, but it doesn't matter what you call it. this empty, soulless idea of community. Like we all go to a market and wrap our knuckle against a fresh melon to see if it's ready for a luncheon that we have with a sweet, with someone we're sweet on, right? And then we laugh to the market keeper. We laugh and we're looking out for the little orphans that run around our little market in our community together. It's not real, all right? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to jack you off. I'm not going to whack you off. I'm not going to tug on you. I'm not going to play with you. Simply not something I'm going to do, and I'm not going to use that word community. Except because I mean it for real when we do it. Community is sort of secondary to the work that we do. Namaste. A little something, right? A little something. Line is back open. Hey, thanks for holding and thanks for calling. Namaste, Dwight. Have a good night.
What?
All right, 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. Tonight, you know what we're talking about. There's nothing that I can't... Sometimes this program is about what I don't offer you. You know, in my absence, I often say that in my absence is a massive lesson to be learned in the disappointment of that you all experience when I am absent. Now, or when I change the schedule and you guys just won't shut the fuck up about it, and you're like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Exactly, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? That question should be echoing through your mind. What am I going to do? Well, tonight I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drink Diet Coke. Yep, here we are. Floppy Jimmy, namaste
Imagine
to you.
A future hellish dystopia where everyone is constantly
Hold on,
doing
there's a
therapy
quote. That's a
on
good
everyone
one.
else at all times. Buildings have no corners, few if any walls, and we all barely even remember being unhappy.
You know what I would do? That'd be the end. If I was ever in that layer of hell, you know, in waking life in that layer of hell, I just put myself to sleep. And you know the words for it. You know the words for it. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I could do for you tonight?
All right, let's do pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini, good to hear from you. You chewing on stuff? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I thought you were drinking a Diet Coke. I'm just eating some wings, you know, having a late dinner.
Ooh, wings.
Yeah.
Talk to me about these wings.
Well, they're from a from a Vietnamese place. They do a Korean fried chicken here. You know, they got all the different flavors of the Orient, I guess. But they're good.
Yeah. I love the flavors. There's so many flavors in the Orient, and I pretty much love them all. You know what one I don't love though?
Tell me.
Star of Anise. Don't like it. Don't really like it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
If I could go back to the Orient and just say like, hey, you guys hold on to that one, I would do it. But I don't. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, I agree.
More like Star Anise. Yeah, good one, Ellie. Really good one. That was a sharp one.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Ellie Benelli. Namaste. Everybody say good job, Ellie. That was terrific.
Good job, Ellie.
That was fantastic. Now we're eating some wings. We got breaded wings or what's going on?
Yeah, a little bit. We're pretty light breading. No, actually, no. You know, no one's thinking these are not breaded. They're sauced. They're like really sauced. So.
Okay. Well, sometimes they're lightly breaded. That's a thing too, right? You know.
Yeah, they might be. But yeah, I called it because I actually had something I want to talk about.
Please, let's chit chat. Pepperoncini. You eat wings. I'll drink Diet Coke. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, like, we talked about this. You know, a friend of the show, Toaster. Best friend Toaster.
Yeah, best friend Toaster. Love Toaster.
He has an enemies list of his stream, and I was hoping we could maybe find out who our enemies are. Like either like groups of people or specific individuals on this platform, people who are, you know, we as followers of your community should also see as enemies.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I've seen this development over at Toaster, aka What's Up Cats Up, guys. I don't know if you've checked out What's Up Cats Up stream. Really fun stuff. Very fun, low energy, low effort, but very ungratifying at the same time. And you're not, and it's a lot of fun. I mean every single word that I'm using right now, all at the same time. It might not make sense. Once you go over there, really check it out. It's going to make 100% sense. You're going to have a lot of fun. Now, I support this enemy business. I really do. I think every streamer should have a sort of, every person, every adult should have a list of enemies. I think it's a terrific development.
I have a list.
So you personally have a list?
Yeah, it's pretty short, but the names on there are soaked in blood.
Talk to me. Who's on there? Do you feel comfortable sharing?
Oh, yeah. Well, really, I mean, there's just this one guy in particular who he ran some comedy theater stuff in town and is a total scumbag and fucked over a bunch of people. And so that's like one guy. But I don't know. Actually, I think I'm pretty live or let live, but I do like to fuck with people a lot. But yeah, I got at least one name on my enemies list.
So it sounds like it sounds to me like this piece of shit. What do you do?
Sex pest. Took money from shows and never paid people for it. Paid himself with that money instead, right? That kind of shit. Would fuck people. This guy ran, but the thing is, here, just people, the difference is, he wasn't just a promoter, but he ran an improv theater where it was like, oh, we're all friends, and we're all a community, and like, you know, essentially used that to ingratiate himself. It was, you know, he had a good grift going there for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting. That's what I was getting at. You know, during the Jazz Express about community. It's such an empty, soulless word, right? This day and age.
Yes.
This
Absolutely.
day and age. Yeah. So this guy pervert and steals money and in a relative position.
Sucked a dog's dick when he was in college at a party.
Oh, did he bring that up thinking he was going to be like a crazy, wild, crazy guy? And then
no. Verified by someone who went to school with him, who also did stuff in the theater, and so he gave me that chestnut. He's like, yeah, I can point you at multiple people who could verify that story. I was like, good Lord.
Sucked a dog's dick.
Yeah, like as like a joke at a party. Like this is like I'm a funny guy. Look at what I'm doing.
Wow, can you imagine how sad he is?
Yeah, I can.
Holy moly! Wow. Well, that's a good enemy enough. Good enough enemy to have as any of them.
Yeah, his latest venture failed, and I just texted him a smiley face in a money dollar sign, or like the dollars that have the wings on them flying away. So I'm really truly to fuck with him at this point. It's really, he is my enemy.
I love that. And also everybody knows, if you got an enemy, then there's the claws, the kitty's claws are coming out. You are not somebody who is shying away from conflict.
No, I'm seeking it out. I'm it's my Gatorade. It replenishes my electrolytes.
And funnily, a little backstory on that in the podcast of Devoted Light, that I had a sit down a podcast episode for about an hour, one-on-one, me and Pepper and Cheney here, really getting into that background, exactly why Cheen is the way he is, and we got some really beautiful details, and part of that is this. So, but listen, I don't mean to duck the question. I do want to take that seriously. Enemies of the stream. Let me cut right to the chase. At the risk of sounding corny and cliche, I am one of those guys that really does believe in people. Okay? I am one of those guys at the end of the day that sees a nearly infinite, untapped reservoir of human potential. And I see it on the face of every single person that I see, no matter what. Now, does that mean I don't have enemies? No. But what that means is I'm going to believe in you. And a lot of people, they're like affronted, but that someone would believe in them, right? They take it as an offense. But ultimately, when someone becomes my enemy, when they move to hurt me, and they move to hurt this program. Somebody that might besmirch the name of the program. Somebody that might steal materials here and use them for another purpose, for a godless purpose. Somebody spreading out rumors about me or the leadership here. Those people are my enemies, Pepper and Cheney.
Okay, so we're not getting one name, is what you're saying.
One name. Let me see. Let me try to think. I mean, I have enemies. I'm just trying to think. Bojadu, namaste, and thank you so much for the bid. I would. Who are my enemies right now? Because my roster changes.
Yeah, maybe Toaster right now. Is he an enemy?
No, he's a power bottom.
Okay.
That's a different kind of situation. You got to understand where his energy is coming from.
Oh, you hung up on Walk-In Diners and Drives last show. He called in as Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, we were having. Well, it was antithetical to the theme that evening.
I
wouldn't consider him an enemy, but
okay. I'm just fishing at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, but he's engaging in the program itself. Who's an enemy? I'm trying to think back to an enemy. I got him. I'm just trying to think. There was somebody here in Chicago who, anytime I feel as if someone's stealing material from the program, or if there's somebody, one time I performed at a show, and a stand-up comic went after me, just a stand-up comedian, and and first of all, I crushed. I did a terrific job, and this guy, And just was like, get a load of this weirdo, right? And it didn't kill, it didn't hit. He was trying to sell me out and make everyone not like me and like him better, and it didn't work.
This was you, Leslie, just talking about the program.
I did the program. I just did the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did about a 15-minute presentation, live seminar, as part of a stand-up comedy show. And this guy, his name was Chad, and he sort of sold me out that evening. I mean, this was a while ago. I wonder how he's doing now.
Okay. And Misha's saying Sarah Squirm is an enemy of the program. From SNL?
One moment. Give me a moment. Hold on, I gotta get ready. I gotta prepare my mind.
Totally, I know, I get it.
No, yeah, I think she fucking sucks.
Okay, so enemy.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, we've had a discussion before she moved from here, and it was, yeah, and I kept getting wind that she kept doing a certain segment of the program, and as understanding as I am about how inspiring that this program can be to so many people, there remains these rumors I hear of a continued use of a certain piece of material that is an original program staple.
Wow, a guided meditation.
What was that?
A guided meditation.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's what Misha said. Misha's giving us the real.
You weren't trying to goad this out of me?
Me?
I forgot if I told you this before, and you were trying to set me up.
No, Misha just brought that out whole cloth.
Yeah,
I didn't know this shit. That's funny.
Misha likes to get underfoot, but also, yeah, no, this. I think she's unfunny. I think her whole thing is fucking fake and a retarded shtick, and I think.
What better a platform for that sort of material than SNL?
You can imagine being in a hole, right? You're in a hole, and a hole has no body, right? It has no top. It's just a tube, right? And then this tube the sound travels from beginning to end, and also there's no time back and forth. Also, so then there you are, and you keep getting sucked up by the waves of something that you can't feel with your body, but you can feel with your mind. Namaste. We're going to do another guided meditation. Blessings to you. Yeah, Lomas, whatever knows. I think she was probably good. But we'll do backup. We'll get you good, nice, good. Just calm me off. We'll get you nice. The reason I stuttered is because I've never said it live on stream before. But yeah, that's basically. We have an ownership dispute.
Yeah, did she steal your bit of like gluing like fake eyes on top of your regular eyes and being like, oh?
Yeah, and talking about my pussy hair and how much I stink and putting on a little clown outfit and never like actually like writing any material that fucking can just stand under the weight of its own bullshit.
Yeah, well, I mean, God, I don't think I could ask for a better enemy tonight.
I mean, that was the first. Honestly, that was the first one I was thinking of. But
we are not the universe observing itself.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
We are the
thank you
universe
for
enduring
opening
itself.
that
yeah,
up to
well,
us.
thank not me for thank not me for ripping the cord on that one. Yeah, no, it was this like 15-minute long. It's like a 10 to 15 minute, depending on how much time I take to do it. It's actually the guided meditation that's on the Growth to Nowhere tape, like the one that's got the meditation on the end.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote that like 10 years ago, and then people kept being like, I swear to God, I heard this bit that was really similar to your thing. And I brushed it off, and then people kept telling me that. And one person who like isn't looking for drama told me, like, no, you need to look at the video for this. I was like, all right. And then I did it, and I was like, this is so similar and fucking sucks, because she just put, like, Trump at the end of it. She made it a Trump joke. And I was like, this sucks fucking ass.
Oh,
yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, listen, I've run into that before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about yours.
Nothing at the level. I wasn't performing at the level you were. Certainly, Chicago's a big comedy spot compared to New Orleans, of all things. But in our little insular theater, they were putting on a late. They're trying to do like a late night show kind of format, trying to get something off the ground. And there was the guy who was working on it, and they were looking for people to come in and like submit, like desk pieces or like little sketches and stuff. So
yeah.
I had just a little bit where it was like me talking about movies, but like only reading the title, and so not thinking it's something else, right?
Right.
Very basic concept, nothing crazy. And then someone who's on the show after that submitted another piece, and so I was like watching. They were showing me like what the setup of the show is going to be, and it was literally just the same. It was the same bit that I had done, that I had sent him, that he was going to do right before mine went. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. So, it's just the idea that he couldn't perceive. I don't know. He don't even think he stole it. He just, he like, I guess, digested it and then just created the same thing and didn't have the intelligence to realize he had done that. I
think yeah. I mean, it's a subtle hue, and I think it's more similar. I think that's a more likely scenario for the situation I was just talking about a moment ago. Cheen, do your bit from this show. I got to reset the camera real quick. One moment. Larry Picklejar says, Cheen, do your bit from this show.
It's really, I mean, this is at this point maybe 10 years old now, but it was like Baby Driver, and the plot to Baby Driver, it's, again, there was some way in which I transitioned to it. It wasn't as obvious, but it was like, Baby Driver, it's a guy who is alone in life, and it's Alec Baldwin, and he is running a business, and he's the baby driver, and it's Boss Baby is what I'm referring to. So it's really funny, and doing it like this is actually it's better than when I did it before, and it's also funny and really good.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's crushing. I feel like that's the thing about streaming. You can never hear whether they're laughing, but my mind is imagining getting a lot of laughs with that.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing it too, and it's making me smile because I'm happy that I'm getting the validation.
Yeah, it feels good, right? Being validated feels good.
Yeah.
No, but
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that it's more likely that it like gets absorbed and then like kind of just like maybe shat out again, because the thing about that bit is like it's just not like anything else she writes. That's the thing. I gave it a shot believing like, oh, okay, maybe we have parallel thinking, but on a thing that's like 12 minutes long and you haven't written another thing that's even remotely like it, because you just talk about your pubes and put on a little fucking clown makeup, which, do your fucking thing. I think it's stupid, but everybody's got a little thing, everybody is just trying to have some fun. There's a lot of people in comedy where writing a joke is not part of the process. Yeah, it's not even like the creative writing of it isn't. Well, and some people are just performers. That's another thing, Some people are just performers.
Yeah, but then they try to write their own stuff, do their own bits, that sort of thing, and it's tough. It's tough.
Right.
Well, listen, I have one more thought for an enemy.
Please.
Just
please.
I think from something you said on stream, which is, can we put Toad PhD on the enemies list?
Potentially yes. Potentially yes.
Okay.
You know, it was a while ago, and he just kind of threatened. He's not threatened, but he kind of stated that he could physically take me, and it was so funny with his male breasts and his dialysis or whatever the fuck was going on there, like claiming that he could kind of physically dominate me. It was very funny. I thought it was a good joke. I have no idea what even prompted it, to be honest. That's why I'm saying potentially. You know, I could see he's got a free spirit in some ways. So I'm saying possibly, like, I think the program could help him. The program could help the people that follow him. But I'm ready. I'm ready to pull the trigger. Let's just say, yeah, I've got my finger on the button. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, this has been really productive.
Yeah, it has been, and I like that you shared your bit. We talked about some enemies. It's fun to talk about enemies, huh?
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you asked me to share mine because, yeah, it's nice to have an enemy. I think if you don't have an enemy, what are you doing with your life?
Oh, it feels terrific.
There's a lot of bad people out there. You can't find one person to make an enemy of.
I know.
Some truly vile.
No
awful
one has
people
hurt you. Are you fucking what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's maybe that could be what we talk about, Diet Coke and enemies. Maybe we'll talk about that tonight.
Well, thank you so much, Guru. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Namaste to you. Namaste, Peppercini. Have a good night.
Namaste. You too.
Nigel Pennyweather, you can. It's just that you're poor. Nigel Pennyweather, you can, but you're poor, so you can't do it. But you could. Yeah, that's another thing about when she uses that bit is that whenever I see someone mention it, I'll be like, it'll be like, she did a guided meditation on Twitter, and I won't. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I could call you tonight?
It's Peppercorn Patty.
Peppercorn Patty, how are we doing tonight?
I'm pissed off.
What are we pissed off about?
Well, it's kind of interesting that Sheen called in to talk about enemies because I have a new enemy.
Talk to me. Who's this new enemy?
So I recently went to visit. Need to go back. We actually just drove back from Michigan today.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so back in January, end of January, beginning of February, I had a plumber come out and he had to remove my toilet and basically found out that my floor was totally fucked, just like completely dry rot.
Mm-hmm.
And up until 2 weeks ago, I basically didn't have a bathroom floor, and they fixed it in like 3 days. But anyway, I was talking to this project manager, and he was like, okay, I'm going to do the final check-in, while I was away. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Before I left, it looked fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got here, which, I mean, this seems like small potatoes in comparison to like someone stealing your bit. But anyway.
Oh, no, go for it.
I come into my bathroom. There's paint all over the new tiles. There's like grout everywhere. Somehow the paint on the walls is more fucked up than it was when I left. There's a huge spot, essentially missing from the color that I originally chose. So I've just been kind of fuming since I got home, and I really needed to. Actually, I wonder if you can hear this. I'm going to see if I can, because I just got a Diet Coke. Did you get that? There you go.
Ooh, yeah.
That's the Diet Coke, because I need it. Fisk is saying stop worrying, so yeah, maybe I should just stop.
Where? Go back. Tell me. My mind was distracted by. Now that when Mish brought up the bit thing, it's weird because I don't think about it that often. But every time it pops into my head, it like kind of hashtag occupies my mind.
Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, basically, like, these people, essentially the person that was running the project told me that everything looked good and he was doing a final check, but it looks worse than it did when I left. So I'm just
worse than what did they fucking do?
So there's paint, there's splattered paint all over the new tile. There's like grout residue, or like, what did you say it was called? Caulk residue everywhere. And there's like a whole section of paint on the wall that's essentially like transparent and missing. Like, you can tell there's a huge section that they obviously didn't paint. And then I looked through their Google reviews, because like, well, maybe this is on me, but they get like really good reviews. So I was like, well, what the fuck? And then I looked at the worst reviews, and they're like sassy. They like respond. They're like, well, we have 5 stars, so I don't know what your issue is. And I'm like, well, if I air my grievances on the internet, then they're just gonna like probably not fix my issue. So I guess I'll just get them to fix the issue and then like pop off on the internet about how shitty.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean that's unfortunately, I understand that position. You gotta play by their rules, because they do have the power right now. Because they could just fuck off and fuck you over. But
yeah,
if they feel like, yeah, I don't know. But that's also exhausting to think like, oh, what's gonna get them to just do a good job? What do I have to say and do to just do so that they do the thing I thought they'd fucking do in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
God damn.
Ridiculous.
Well, and also that's no cheap thing that they're doing for you.
Exactly. And this is why it took a literal like years for them to finish this project, months. So, like, it took them so long to finish this project because I was waiting on insurance money to come in, all this yada yada. I still ended up paying like over $1,000 out of pocket, which I like don't have, you know, like had to put on a fucking credit card. So it's like, what's the fucking point anyway? I kind of wish I had just fallen through the bathroom. Like,
Orchestar says, give me the number, me and Mama will call.
Okay. Yeah, I actually consulted Orchestar's mom at the beginning of all this, and she was like, yeah, don't take any shit from them. They have to pay you the money to fix the problem. So
I would say don't let this go. You got yourself an enemy, don't let go. It's important to have it. It's important to have it, and it's important that you don't let somebody come in your house and disrespect you like that, because that's disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, that's all I really want to talk off about.
Well, beautiful. Well, listen, you enjoy your Diet Pepsi. You enjoy. Well, I'll add my little bit about a little bit of an enemy too.
Go for it.
You know, with this Sarah Squirm bullshit, you know, every once in a while I'll see like a post on Twitter like, oh my God, this chick from SNL just did a guided meditation at the end of her show, and it was just so crazy. It was just the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And she closes with it. That drives me insane. Pepperoncini, give us the name of the company and we will make up rumors about their biz.
Okay. I got you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat.
I think,
later.
honestly, we could weaponize this. We could weaponize what we have here pretty easily.
Okay, I'll give the Discord an update once they fix it, and then everybody can like go after them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's I'd love to do some damage. Yeah, just let us know. Well,
but you're talking.
Yeah. So the thing she closes her show with it sometimes, and it's like, interesting. The one, you know, the most interesting part of your show, like, couldn't be the normal bit, the normal shtick that you do. Interesting. It had to be something, you know, involving music and a pre-written thing that's pretty catchy and a good idea. Then she pulls it out when she does like these. One difficult thing to do comedy at is like a music show when you're like opening for a band, or there's like you're in between bands. Because nobody wants to see your ass. Nobody wants to fucking have a clown try to make them laugh. You have to like do something either extra, or you really got to bring it Duncan Did It says, IMO, it takes more effort to fuck around and procrastinate than to buckle down and get it done. Lazy takes more work than being efficient. Really grinds my gears when people break promises.
Duncan, do you want to come fix my bathroom? You sound like you got that kind of get up and go get it gumption that I need right now.
I think he probably would.
Yeah, I think so too. Is it? Oh no. Okay.
Fuck no. Fuck no, he says.
No.
But then we got another communal vision coming in from Larry Picklejar. Larry Picklejar. Sarah Sherman is an extremely funny comedian that Leslie probably stole his entire persona from. That Larry. That Larry's such a fucking little... He really is a pickle sometimes. He's really... living up to the middle name. Going down like a sour dill pickle, like a bunch of vinegary guy. That's what I say Larry is. Vinegar.
Yeah.
But also she does it. She's does these like cool kid music shows in Brooklyn or whatever, and I'll read about how she does it at those shows, and it drives me fucking crazy.
You have like a rapport with Luke Man, and I know that I saw Helltrap Nightmare they came through like a city near me, and I went and saw them.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I don't know how you feel about the rest of the people that like were a part of that, but there were many more people in that group that would have probably benefited from like a higher social platform or whatever, than, I don't know. I like the wearing costume clothes and basically just like being a clown. Like I don't know. I just don't get it. But
wait, you're saying that there are more people like there were that what are you saying?
That would have been more deserving of that position, or not even
I mean,
being associated with SNL necessarily, but like yeah.
Yeah, so. Helltrap Nightmare. I forgot about that. But you saw them when they came?
Yeah, they came through like Asheville or something. Yeah.
I honestly I couldn't fucking. I mean, there were some people in there. Like Luke Man was part of that. Did you see Luke Man when he did it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
the Shrimp Boys. The Shrimp Boys are funny. I could not really get behind what. There's also this weird thing about all. I'm not doing a very good character job right now. But there's this weird thing with alt comedy where they like duck being funny. They like hide behind being like weird and we're just a bunch of gay weirdos, right? Everybody. And I'm like, I want to fucking kill myself when I see that shit. It fucking sucks so bad. Nigel Pennyweather says, "How do you keep an Amish woman happy? You give her 2 Mennonite. LOL."
Okay.
Namaste. Well, listen, I don't mean to keep you all night, Peppercorn, but genuinely though, if you need some help in a comment section, I'm sure I can't say this. Let's just talk about it. I probably can't even say this on stream though, right? Isn't this when this?
They know it. Everybody knows what to do. That's just the bottom
line. Let's just talk about it later. How about that?
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Larry Picklejar. Sarah Sherman's inspiration includes classics like Seinfeld, The Nanny, The Golden Girls, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Ren and Stimpy Show. Thanks so much, Larry.
I also just have to point this out before we go to someone in chat earlier. I don't know if you clocked this, but they also said that she stole your haircut. So there you go.
She's had a mullet. She's had a mullet for a long time. I won't do that. I won't do that to her. But
okay, well, I'll spread that rumor then.
All right. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let it loose.
All right. Namaste.
All right. Namaste, Peppercorn. Miss you, bitch. Gotta show you my nails. From Peppercorn Patty. Namaste. It's just Diet Coke night. Well, I don't want someone getting at me about the hair shit. There's the idea of somebody using something I wrote to impress a bunch of people that I fucking despise, or like a not people, but like a vibe, like a sort of circle jerk. Had a cool kid show in Brooklyn, and then me not being able to. It's just Diet Coke. Ugh. According to the internet, okay, we'll get to that. That's probably not true, but. According to the internet, Sarah Sherman's net worth is $4 million. There's no way that's true. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Hi, Leslie. This is Duncan.
Duncan! Welcome back to the program. Duncan, everybody, it's Duncan. Welcome, Duncan, on the phone. Good to have you, brother. How you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I like the topic. I like what we're talking about.
That's right, Diet Coke. It's a Diet Coke thing you wouldn't understand, says Nigel Pennyweather. Namaste. Namaste to you.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Diet Pepsi guy, but, you know, if they're out of Diet Pepsi, I'll go with Diet Coke, definitely.
Yeah, where are you between, Diet Coke and Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi? You're a Diet Coke first?
No, Diet Pepsi all the way. I know that gets me nowhere. Yeah,
Grandpa Liquor, Explorer,
okay.
Obsessed
okay
with
with
Tweezing, Weird Penises. Dr. Tanner, please breastfeed me the program. Please breastfeed me the program from Grandpa Liquor. I'd be happy to. Brother Grandpa Liquor, I'd be happy to. You come sit up on Papa's lap and I will stick a lactating male breast into your mouth.
I'd be too afraid to ask, honestly. That's very bold.
Oh, Duncan, you don't need to be nervous about that kind of stuff. You can just talk to me straight.
You know, the one thing that we haven't talked about in chat is collaboration, right? There's a big difference between...
Real quick, before you go on that, we got a quick communal vision from Disciple. There was this guy I grew up with. He had my look, my hair, everything. One day I confronted him yelling, "Why are you stealing my thing?" His response, "I'm your twin brother, jackass." He was right. I had to admire it. Oh, that's a Black Mirror episode. Except like if both of you guys had iPhones, that's a Black Mirror episode as far as I'm concerned.
That's funny.
Namaste, Disciple.
That got me. Yeah, that got me.
Yeah. So talk to me. Duncan. You were speaking about collaboration. Speak on that.
Yeah, you know, I think there are some people they really kind of they rationalize things and basically go, oh, you know, I'm taking someone's idea and I'm, you know, adding this and that, and you know they're really fucking stealing, right? And that really grinds my gears because there are so many people out there that are legitimately going, okay, this is a great idea, but I can see how to make it better or improve it or pay homage to the original. And you know, those are two very distinct categories, and it makes me really angry when the people that are thieving ideas just take it and then go, oh, but no, I'm doing, you know, I'm pulling a Jimmy Fallon, you know, and it's like, well, no, Jimmy Fallon's a big old, you know.
I mean, he already fucking sucks.
It makes me mad.
Yeah, he already sucks ass. And then you're doing that? You're doing a worse version of that? Yikes.
You know, that song, somebody linked me that song, you know, I want to be your boyfriend or whatever, you know, that thing that made him super famous. And I went back and watched it after not seeing
Real quick,
for like
communal
7 years.
vision from Poor. Do you lactate a little bit if you squeeze your tea enough? Guru asking for a friend. If you have some sort of suction and you squeeze and you're consistent enough, you will eventually lactate. Yeah.
You know, if you also are around a bunch of women that are lactating, you'll sympathy lactate too.
How about that?
I've done that a lot. My nipples just start weeping.
Real quick communal vision from Pepperoncini for you, Duncan. I've got a quadruple nipple butter salve. It's pretty cool and funny.
I could see how that would be funny, yeah, but that would be stealing Pepperoncini.
Right. Well, there's the whole thing about the fact that it's on the internet too, right? The internet, when people trade, you know, if you're just an online person and you like all jokes are memes to you, then you're just doing a meme. You're just resharing a meme, right? Or you're redoing a meta on Twitch or something.
See, and I think that's where it's really important to have a boundary. If you're resharing a meme, then you're in the audience. You're no longer a performer. If you're a performer, there's a code of ethics there, and we're collaborating, we're building, we're making things better. And if you're not a part of that collaborative effort, you know, the creative effort, then then you shouldn't be on stage, in my opinion. You should be reposting, retweeting, and being a bitch.
You are so inspiring to everyone tonight. Travcam says, that reminds me of the quantum nipple, if it exists.
Look. You know, I did nipple stuff a couple months ago, and then everybody started talking about nipples, and that was gratifying because the people that were talking about nipples and tits was people that I admired, and no one was stealing my shit. Everybody, it was creating discourse, and that is really one of the main things I was trying to make happen. So it's wonderful.
Orchestar says, what does lactating feel like? Can someone tell me? Well, I cannot. Duncan, can you tell Orchestra what lactating feels like?
The closest thing that I could compare it to is a forced ejaculation where they push on the spot, you know, and it makes you ejaculate. It's like an involuntary, you know, goo.
Okay. Appreciate that. Appreciate the perspective. Larry Picklejar, remember how Jimmy Fallon and Horatio Sands used to break during a sketch? Horatio Sands settled an underage abuse lawsuit in 2023.
Oh, God.
Thanks so much, Larry. Appreciate that. And also, Mother Nipplebottom, the Angels and Duncan's nipples weep. The Angels and Duncan's nipples weep. Any idea what that might mean?
I think I put out a very innocent energy sometimes, and maybe angels do that too.
That's true. That's true. You do have a very, you know, you're not just pure, but you do have the sort of, have you heard that before? That you got a sort of, there's a good guy vibe in you.
The doctors say I have the mind of a child.
Yeah, okay.
That's what the doctors tell me.
Yep, I sure do. Like Katz shared a communal vision with us. I made some art of you in the art channel on Discord. Let me know what you think. I will absolutely let you know as soon as this stream is over. I'll go ahead and go check it out. Leave a comment right on that. Namaste to you. Yep, I sure do. That is so flattering and inspiring to me as a therapist, as a leader, as somebody who comes on this screen all the time and gives and just cuts myself and bleeds for you guys every time I'm on screen. Larry Picklejar says Chris Kattan died in 2024 from a long battle with Merkel cell carcinoma.
You, me, you, who, what? Oh, yeah, Chris Kattan.
Sweet. R.I.P. Chris Kattan. R.I.P. Chris Kattan.
Nobody ate fruit better live on the TV. Nobody ate fruit better than Chris Kattan.
Loved Chris Kattan. Communal vision, real quick from TravCam0. After Duncan did a nipple stream, I started seeing nipples everywhere. It was like I had downloaded a DLC.
Trav, I mean, you're part of the community, the comedy community. You understand, you know, we're having fun, but we're also trying to inform and inspire. That's what it's about. If you're just a fucking hack, then go fuck yourself.
Interesting. So what's a hack to you then in this case?
Well, look, we've been talking about hacks all night, really. It's
right.
Somebody that they're trying, they steal, they just outright steal. Like I've been, if you haven't noticed, Dane Cook has been playing video games.
Right,
and
doesn't respond to chat even.
He responded to me. I said, "You're really good at this," and he left a little comment. Yeah, he made a little comment.
Oh, good for you.
He's not good at it, Leslie. He's not good at it at all.
He's really not good. He's really not good. He seems to be kind of put off to be doing it in the first place. Larry Picklejar with a communal vision I wanted to share. Sarah Sherman is known for her modern ideas and supported Bernie Sanders in the 2020 presidential election.
Oh,
okay.
He about a week or two ago, Leslie, Dane Cook, he was playing Call of Duty and he left. And he left his computer on. He left his Xbox on. I say computer. He left his Xbox on. And he, one of the people that were in chat said he went to do a comedy show. He'll be back. And when I waited, I went live on my stream on my gaming channel.
Mish told me you were doing that. And I thought that was very funny.
I appreciate that. And, you know, I wanted to just capture a moment in time. And we streamed his stream, and I was commenting on his stream and also handling my chat, you know, double duty there to really have an experience where he and I could share until he got back. And when he got back, you know what he said? He said two things. He said, I really appreciate it. I left the stream on so I could get more followers. And I thought, oh, that's it. That people do. You can do that.
We should do like a fundraiser for him, like a follower fundraiser. We should do a chain of that.
10 minutes into gameplay, he says this. He says, guys, I hate to do this, but if you could like throw me a subscription, apparently I'm going to get kicked out of the partner program. Twitch informed me if I don't meet a certain amount of subscriptions this month. So you don't want me to get kicked out of the partner program. And I was like, oh, I don't. And then 4 or 5 people in chat said, it doesn't work that way, Dane. And I was like, but don't you want him to stay and continue to play 30 minutes of video games every week? Isn't that what you want?
Couple communal visions. I can't wait to speak about that with you. Mother Nipplebottom says, the angels weep means something is so distressing that you lose all hope. Why do Duncan's nipples weep?
My nipples weep because the world is an unfair place. And if it were a fair place, no one would ever see my tits, honestly.
Kel the Ruiner says he's definitely view botting. He had 7,000 viewers and his chat moved like it was maybe 100.
Yeah, your chat moves 3 times as fast as his does, Leslie.
I've watched his chat.
You only have 2,000 or 3,000 people in here. He's got 200,000 or something.
I know. Bullshit. Exactly. Now, Larry. Larry Picklejar has a communal vision. Larry Picklejar shares, Dane Cook abandoned his audition for SNL because of a panic attack. He also died in 2024 of Merkel cell carcinoma. Or rest in peace.
Good luck, Chuck.
You know, we should put together a fundraiser, follower fundraiser, raise awareness, or Dane Cook awareness.
Get 3 or 4 acts together to do, a solid 10 minutes each. Just do an hour long, like, let's raise some money for Dane.
I'm saying, we could do anything. We should do a Dane Cook awareness fundraiser thing. We should start with
Anything-
you watching his stream and
anything for
streaming
Dane.
you watching his stream. I'll stream you watching his stream. Somebody else stream me. We just create a chain, and we call it Dane Cook Awareness.
Oh,
H-Bear Zero, just between us, Leslie, if you dip the tip of your peen in Diet Coke, it soaks in the aspartame and give it a good swole pump for the extra pleasure sensation in the female sandbox. Interesting. That is the most virginal way I have heard someone describe a vagina or having sex
can
with
I
it.
say, was that H-Bear?
Yeah, that was H-Bear.
I once put oregano oil on my penis, thinking that it had medicinal properties. I've never been in so much pain in my life, and it lasted about 2 hours. Oregano oil, don't ever do that.
Interesting. Well, that's good to know. A lot of
it
people
really
extol the
hurt.
virtues of oregano oil all the time. So we got more communal visions coming down the pipeline. You have 3 backed up for you. You're very inspiring to people, Duncan.
Good.
First
Good.
one coming from Orchestra. We'll get to Trav. Trav will get to yours in just a moment. Dane Cook needs money to send his 15-year-old wife to summer camp. Interesting. I'll bet.
Oh yeah.
I'll bet there's something to that. You know, I'll bet she gets so bored around the house. There's no school,
A
no
Christian
homework.
Bible camp would be great,
Yeah.
just so she can learn, the ins and outs of what she'll need to do as a trad wife.
Absolutely. Real quick, I'm gonna go back and get Trav's. Trav says Dane Cook followed me for 4 blocks for a loose cigarette that I told him I had in my apartment. I told him to wait outside, and I went in and got in the shower.
Leslie, how do you not laugh your whole show? You have a very funny community.
They are, it's mainly because I don't, if they're intended, I take them so seriously and literally that I don't often react to them as jokes, because it's hard for me to see joking in the world around me. I'm a very literal, concrete person. I don't, most of the things I say aren't a joke. And when I see someone say something on screen, just like Pepper and Cheney right now, Dane Cook stole my bit of being a dumb gay guy who got kicked in the head by a horse. All right, well, speak to the devil.
Look. I get it. And you're coming from the place of a therapeutic perspective. And so when you see all these people that have mental illness issues say things that are funny, I get it. It's not that funny when you take the whole picture into account.
That's true. I mean,
I'm sad.
It's difficult. It is. It's pressing, and it's an exchange that I made a long time ago. An exchange I made a long time ago is that I am in pursuit of the truth. I am in pursuit of giving people the most concrete, simple, yet profound tools by which to transform their life. Therefore, if I have to forego, some absurd things, some abstract things, some jokes, some cheesesteaks by the water cooler, then that's exactly what I'll do. And that's a sacrifice I will make. That is my cross. One more, we have a quick communal vision from, Yep, I Sure Do Like Cats. Yep, I Sure Do Like Cats shared, I am not at all aware of Dane Cook. Who is that?
Really, I think he's having an issue figuring out who he is, in all honesty.
Wow. I think we've got... Brother Duncan, speaking of, maybe a collaborative effort, how do you feel about the Dane Cook awareness campaign?
Oh, I'm 100. Well, first of all, Leslie, anything the guru needs from me. But for that idea, I would drop what I'm doing. I would take off from my absence of acting gigs and show up.
Well, let's
Absolutely.
talk about that. Let's figure it. I think Dane Cook needs our help. He might lose partner. He needs people in his chat. He's doing such a terrific job. And I think he needs just as much help as we could possibly muster here at twitch.tv. So what do you say, guys, we gang up and get a nice little awareness fundraiser for him? And I think we could really turn things around for him.
He is my favorite actor and comedian and singer.
Not Me says, do a Dane Cook impression right now, please. I'm trying to remember his bits. I'm trying to remember. I really liked Dane Cook back in the day. I listened to his album when I was in college all the time. I had a lot of fun. I'd be on the train just listening to the MP3s on my iPod, and he'd be talking about getting hit by a car and his shoes fell off or something. And I would laugh and laugh and laugh all night long. TrevCam Zero, Dane Cook was selling 3 TV trays on Craigslist. So I met him outside his uncle's house and robbed him, says TrevCam Zero. Interesting. So he's keeping his guard down. He's keeping his guard down. That's interesting to know.
See, that's funny to me, but I think it's because I'm part of the broken.
The fuck
you
shoes.
know, I am in the
I
am in the Black Parade. So I can laugh because these are my, this is me talking with everybody. Huh. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry, right?
Right. And sometimes you do just laugh instead of cry, and sometimes they can mean it can be even worse if you're laughing than crying. So this is a listen.
Didn't you do both? And you're having a hell of a night. You do both at the same time.
Yeah,
I've done that several times.
I say listen. I think I'm gonna listen. We need to move on to our next caller. However, I am gonna message you about this Dane Cook awareness stuff. I think we need to get something off the ground.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we need all streamers on deck. We need to do a quick little raid chain, and we just need to barrel. We need to barrel this. We need to send as many people to him as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Okay. Bye, Guru.
All right. Namaste, Duncan. Blessings to you. Mother Nibblebottom says, guys, I am serious. We have to send Leslie to John Waters' summer camp. Turds and buttholes around the campfire. What is John Waters' summer camp, Mother Nibblebottom? Please tell me what this is all about. Hey, Floppy Jimmy, we got an idea. You want to be a part of it? We're doing a Dane Cook awareness campaign. Namaste, caller. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Hey there, Leslie. You can call me Dipshit.
Dipshit.
All my friends do.
Good to have you back on the program, Dipshit. We're doing just Diet Coke tonight. Just some Diet
That's great,
Coke.
Yeah. I love a refreshing Diet Coke. Back in the day, I used to go out in front of office buildings where there were a lot of frumpy-looking 30, 40-year-old women. And I drink a Diet Coke.
Real quick, communal vision from Orchestra. Remember those Kool-Aid commercials where that talking bullet punch, he would come crashing through your fucking wall in your living room? You wouldn't even know it. Crash. Oh yeah. Right? And all the little kids were all excited. Yes. And then they would drink out of him after debris fell on his open dumb head. He would pour himself. Oh yeah. Him and his crazy tights. I don't like that. I don't like when Juice wears tights.
Yeah, I used to do that one too. But that was with the Kool-Aid.
That might have gotten a laugh from me. 20 years ago? I think that might have crushed with me.
You think that would have really got you, huh?
I think that really tickled me.
Right?
That really got me.
More eccentric kind of loudness or what have you. Would have really knocked it out for you.
Yeah, personally speaking, I really enjoyed that.
Were you a big Smosh guy? Were you watching Smosh back in the day on the internet? Is that where you got your hair?
Smosh? No.
Okay.
I never really. I didn't like. I was too old for that kind of stuff, to be honest.
I agree. I think I was in the same spot. It wasn't really built for me by the time I encountered it.
Yeah. My temporary roommate, I'm a little bit older than my temporary roommate, and my temporary roommate liked Smosh back in the day. But I mean, I was, we're apart by 9 years, so.
It was like that thing with like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Well, I didn't watch it when I was a kid because I was like a preteen teenager. It was like I was too cool for that kind of stuff. And I had to catch up on it later in life. You know.
Wait, what'd you catch up on later in life? Say that again.
Yeah, the Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know, Aang, the Last Airbender. He was the last Airbender, really, and so he was part of the Air Nomads. And then what he did is he was trying to reject his Avatar fate. You know, because being the Avatar is a really important singular kind of like position that only exists for one person at a time in this world. And he left the Air Nomad tribe because he was having a bit of a fit, and he ended up being frozen in ice and lost for 100 years. And because there was no Avatar in the world fell into darkness and became conquered by Emperor of the Fire Nation. Anyway. It's a really good show, and I caught up on it way too late in life. I wonder if it would have been would have formed more personality in me as a child, but instead I ended up watching 300 all the time. That's where I got my personality for the most part.
From the movie 300?
For the movie 300, yeah.
Oh, that's a fantastic film. Love that film.
That's pretty good.
Still
Zack
love
Snyder,
it. Still love it.
He was high on his own supply. Still had a sense of vision.
Yeah, I loved it. I love that. He was in the zone with the Sin City movies and 300.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he was on
really.
top of the world.
There was nothing that looked like that. Really fun stuff. We're talking about Diet Coke tonight.
He was having fun with the digital cinematography for a while that people just didn't really jump onto right away. It was a great time.
Right. Kind of like T-Pain with auto-tune. Fram Weard has a communal vision coming in. Fram Weard says, caller, how far up your shaft do your pubes go? You sound like a guy with a real arboreal situation down there.
Oh, it's funny you say that because, you know, my dick resembles a canopy. That's how far up my pubes go, to the tip, and then out.
Just the tip. All right, good to hear. Good to know. Thank you so much.
To the tip, and then out. I mean, you know, there's branches in a canopy. There's branches still coming off the bottom of the thing. Maybe not the entire bottom.
I just saw a phrase that I don't think anyone's ever said in the history of man, and that is, "Let's hear it for Whiting, Indiana." Anybody that's been to Whiting, Indiana, probably has not uttered the phrase, "Let's hear it for Whiting, Indiana." You know, some of this footage
I don't know what
from
either of the two of those last two words you keep saying. I don't know what those mean. I've never heard those
Yeah,
words
don't worry
before.
about it. Exactly.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You are the creator at YouTube.com who said, "Let's hear it for Whiting, Indiana." And some of the footage of this background is from not Whiting, but Gary. Technically Miller, I suppose. Whatever it is about the lake. Namaste.
Gary, he's a guy. Indiana Jones. Right. He's named after the dog. I get it now. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
You know, I do like Avatar. Avatar's a fun show. Somebody brought up Adventure Time.
Yeah. I want to get in. I've seen a few episodes of Adventure Time. I want to get into it. I don't know what the hell is going on. It feels like I'm always missing something. Like there was some sort of like explanation of what like the whole underlying whatever is, and they just keep throwing me into the middle of it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Adventure.
Why does the dog talk? Why is he stretching?
Well, it's called whimsy. You just gotta go with it. You gotta ride the vibe.
I woke up. I grew up in the days of every time there was a new Batman movie, you explained exactly where Batman came from. You had to get every single little part of it out,
right?
Just to make sure, Every time there was a Batman movie, you had to explain exactly why he's a Batman, what the Bat thing is about, his parents, the rich part, ninja, technology, all that stuff. You have to make sure you hit every beat because the audiences are stupid. They're stupid.
Well, every time he's reimagined, there's like a different version of it too.
True. Sometimes he's Batman that's a little bit grumpier or a little bit older. Always white though. Did you want to talk about Diet Coke? Because I like Diet Coke a lot.
Yeah, talk to me about Diet Coke. What's your Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi if you had to pick one?
You know what? I got to say Diet Coke because I can picture the can. I don't even know what a Diet Pepsi can looks like. I know what a Pepsi can looks like. I know what a Coke can looks like. One's blue, one's red. But a Diet Coke can, that's the white with the thing on it in the middle. And it says Diet Coke and really in the letters. Diet Pepsi, I don't know what the hell that even looks like. What is it? Light blue? Green?
Pepsi, you know, their logo changes. That's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. My line between Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi is sometimes I could really go for a Diet Pepsi. It's got that extra little sweetness that Diet Pepsi doesn't even taste like Diet Pop to me anymore.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's got they're doing some kind of what's your favorite Diet Pop though?
My favorite Diet. Okay, so we're talking about first of all, his favorite anything pop. Dr. Pepper all day. Someone said earlier Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, somebody brought up Diet Dr. Pepper.
Get out of here. I love me a Dr. Pepper.
RC, brother. I just saw pours on RC. Go ahead, continue.
I'm sorry. The thing I like about Dr. Pepper is it's like soda on top of soda. It's like soda squared. It's like they sodaed it up one more time. You know? It's like a little extra whatever, a little extra more of that, and a little maybe more fizzy. I don't know. There's something to that.
So something to what was it? That's a double pop, double soda.
It's Dr. Pepper. It's like soda times 2 or soda squared or something.
You know, there's
it's a thing of soda but more.
You know, I hope very selfishly, I hope that here at Explorations with Leslie Tanner we can go on tour because if I could go down to Texas and go because I lived around Denton for a little bit. Mother Nipple Bottom. I don't trust Diet anything. It's right there. Die and a cross. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
So is that
of that as well?
Do you not trust it because it is Christian or because it's demonic?
You know, the tricky thing about that is you got to make sure you add the Coke or Pepsi, right? So die with a cross, Coke. Well, you know, Coke comes from South America. A lot of Catholics down there. And, the Dia de los Muertos, that's a really important thing for those folks. So, I mean, that's just a cultural thing. I mean, Coke ends in cocaine, specifically. I think it's all, it's part of the messaging, part of the branding.
Interesting.
They know what they're doing.
I hardly believe that they're leaving that to chance.
There you go.
Yeah, something's a little too clean about that to me. But also, Denton's awesome. I love, but around in Denton, there's this, and this might interest you as well. If you ever head down around the North Texas region, is that there is a little town in Texas called Dublin, Texas, and they have this old Dr. Pepper factory where they originated a very unique recipe of Dr. Pepper. It's called Dublin Dr. Pepper. It's the only place in the world that I know of that has Dublin Dr. Pepper. And it fucking rocks. It's so good. So I'm just saying, if you're passing through, down the Panhandle into the North Texas region, or, maybe around the DFW, stop by a Chicken Express or stop by, some other such place that might have a Dublin Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's funny how those little regional places have their own kind of version of things. I got myself a Las Vegas double pizza one time, and it has nothing to do with pizza or food in general. But it's just amazing how they give their little tweak to the old formula.
I love it. I love that stuff. I can't get enough of that stuff. Really fun.
It's a sex thing, to be clear.
A sex thing.
It was a sex thing, a double pizza. Yeah.
Talk to me. Make this a little clearer for me.
All right. So the Las Vegas style, first of all, it's deep dish. So that's a clear distinction that they do over there. And you figure they do it in Chicago, but the Chicago folks, they just really don't have the temperament for this sort of thing. But oh, you wait, honey. Okay, the kid just woke up. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I'll explain it to you guys later. Hey, get that Dave Cook guy.
Namaste,
okay.
brother
Namaste,
dipshit.
Leslie.
Blessings.
Take care.
Take care. Leslie, your program feels a bit like a Smiling Friends bit. Interesting. I do love that program. I think they're very talented, and I think they do a terrific job. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's up that I can call you tonight?
You can call me Michaela. I'm back. I was Dwight earlier. I was trying to.
I knew it.
Funny.
I knew it. You're not getting by me. I could smell you a mile away. How you doing tonight, Michaela?
I'm good. I like to call in, but I don't want to like overstay my welcome. I don't know if there's like an unwritten rule as to how frequent people can call, but I'll try not to be too much.
You're fine. You're fine. If you can get through, we've been going long on calls. Again, like I said, we're just having a Diet Coke night, right? We're just chilling, sipping some Diet Coke, having a nice, relaxed night with each other, in the presence of each other. No direction, no purpose. And your Dwight call ran short anyway. So let's chit chat, Michaela. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I was supposed to be studying for an anatomy and physiology thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't want to, so I didn't do that.
Look at that, free will. Look at that, free will.
Yeah.
Expressing your free will. And let's say you don't study. When's this test?
Well, it's not exactly a test. It's like a clinical assignment thing. It's on Tuesday. I got time.
You got plenty of time. You got plenty of time.
Yeah, I don't have plenty of time. No,
you got plenty of time. You got plenty. You're gonna do.
I have a little bit of time.
Well, you're 3 days out. You're 3 days out. How hard could it possibly be? I think you're gonna. I think it's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, it's just over. The arteries in your brain that connect to your eyes and how sight works. That's it.
Wonderful. I think there's something there. I think there's something to that connection from the brain to the eyes that is so weird, right? It's such a weird, doesn't the brain think that the eyes are like a foreign agent or something?
Oh yeah, it's possible that your body can become allergic to your eyes.
Communal vision from Mother Nipplebottom. Thanks so much, Mother Nipplebottom. I wish they would put the cocaine back in Coke.
You can do that yourself.
I think that's beautiful. I would love that. I would. You could do it yourself. You could get the coca plants and just soak it in there. I think I'm on your side, Mother Nipplebottom. I'm absolutely on your side. I'm getting so full of pop right now. My belly's getting all bubbly.
Oh, okay.
I feel bloated right now.
You should try stretching or something. Get the air out.
Yeah, that's something to think about. That's something to think about. Well, so you have any enemies?
I really feel like I'm my own enemy sometimes.
Mother Nipplebottom says caller is a genius.
What? Why?
Yeah, Mother Nipplebottom, is that just like you go girl kind of support, or is that based on something that she shared tonight, Michaela? Are we going off of something that was shared tonight, or? Not me. You're saying you're giving everyone with an inflation fetish a boner. Talking about I'm so full. Oh, if I drink one more sip of Diet Coke, I'm going to explode.
You know where I think that came from? That specific genre?
Where?
I think it came very specifically from when that girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when she ate the blueberry or whatever, and she swelled up, and a bunch of young people watched that, fundamentally rewired their brain a little too early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the thing. It's, we in this modern world did not invent sexuality or quote unquote perversions of sexuality. There's no, I say quote unquote because there's no perversion of sexuality. Sexuality is in itself a pervert's enterprise. we are perverted by our own sexuality, regardless of the extent to which we explore that. Now, when it comes to that sort of thing, I do think that was probably definitely an introduction to a lot of people, a lot of young people's minds. I would, but the internet's really turned up the heat, right? I think I think what happens is the internet makes us more, more autistic in general. How do you feel about that theory?
I suspect I'm on the spectrum.
What was that?
I said I suspect I'm on the spectrum.
You suspect that you're on the spectrum?
Yes.
You suspect. So what puts you? What put you on the trail of suspecting being on the spectrum?
Well, I think it started with my Doctor Who phase when I was a child.
Okay, so Doctor Who made you autistic. So some people have been saying that theory for a while now. That show is going to make kids autistic. Get it off the air.
Yeah,
So you're saying you're here to confirm that?
Yeah, I think it's probably true.
Wow.
And I also missed too many social cues.
Right. So it's that plus the autism. It's Doctor Who plus the autism is why you're autistic. Listen, autistic fellas, don't listen to a goddamn person and don't watch Love on the Spectrum. All right? That's setting a terrible example for you. And I think it's a borderline offensive program. We can get more into that. That was for Nigel. Nigel, hopefully that got you to where you need to be. So you credit your autism to Doctor Who and being autistic.
Well, yeah, it would make sense.
How did Doctor Who make it worse, though? What about Doctor Who made it worse?
I mean, the idea of changing what you look like, not having a sense of what you look like, because the Doctor, as you probably know, he changes his physical form every time he dies, so he doesn't really have a sense of self. In addition to the idea of wanting to constantly escape by running into this little safe box, and just kind of going anywhere,
Sure. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I just said some words. I didn't know where they were going, but did any of that make sense?
Oh yeah, 100%. So you're talking about sort of an aspect that many people report, along with their autism, sort of alienation from their body, right?
Right.
A physical alienation, some kind of dysphoric experience. Where are my arms? What do my arms look like? What does my face look like? And so Doctor Who being kind of a perfect little show for people like that who have no idea what the fuck they look like, and then they get to watch this person go. So what would you say? What would you say? Do you plan on having any kids, Michaela?
I think I'm a little too scared for that, but we'll see.
Yeah, so a question mark, a possibility, right?
Right.
So let's say you find yourself in a situation, safe situation, stable situation. Your life's moving in a straight line, and you find somebody who loves you dearly, and they are presenting a situation, a future in which you could possibly have a child, and it wouldn't be scary. It would actually be very enriching for you. Let's imagine that for a moment.
Okay.
Now, you got a kid, right? And they're on the devices. They're fucked. They're autistic as hell. And then they find Doctor Who. Do you smash in the TV screen?
No. Well, except for the fact that Doctor Who hasn't been good for a long while.
Exactly. Well, that added to the reasons why I asked the question again. Because it sucks, because it might make your little child's autism even worse. Do you smash in the TV screen?
I think that I would show them Smiling Friends. So they'll have a very specific kind of autism.
Yeah, okay, so we're trying to shape the autism, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, I've had 2 boyfriends before, and they ended bad, but there was this one guy that I was super into for a while. It didn't work out, but he was very autistic, He loved dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
He liked Minecraft. He was awkward. And I felt more comfortable around him than I had around any other man I've met. So
Oh, well,
I don't know what that means.
That's adorable. And what was the question?
That wasn't a question. That was a statement.
Oh, what was the statement? Say the last thing you said.
That I really liked this autistic guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you kind of like stuck the little paragraph with a specific sentence, but that was just a restatement of the vibe of what you're sharing, and I understand that now. So you like the autistic guy. You suspect that you're on the spectrum yourself, and smiling friends. Yeah, that's a specific kind of vibe. You mentioned what's the name of that damn show? Adventure Time.
Doctor Who? Oh, Adventure Time.
Yeah, Adventure Time. I would say it wouldn't. So, have you ever checked out Pendleton Ward's stream? Now that's a fun stream.
He streams?
Yeah, he streams on Twitch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we rated him a couple months ago. His stream is great vibes.
Yeah, I mean, his show is bizarre and wonderful.
Yeah, we should see if he's on later and rate him. Sometimes he doesn't do it regularly, but he just like hangs out. He either plays a game or he'll I think last time we rated him, he was like, I think he was storyboarding something. So you got to see him like working it out in real time, which was really fun.
That's exciting. Hey, do you want to hear a really embarrassing story?
Please, yeah. Send us off with an embarrassing story.
Yeah, it's not embarrassing for me. It should be, but it's not.
Okay.
And in fact, I've told it on first dates before, sort of as a litmus test, because if they can deal with that, then they can probably.
Okay, but you're also doing it. You're okay. Yeah, right. So it's partly a shit test, but partly a but it's got to be working, right? Because you do it on first dates, so it's got to have a good batting average at least.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, go ahead, share. I'll please share.
So this is the story of my first kiss,
Okay.
which I had at the ripe young age of 21.
21 years old. Okay.
Yeah, I went to a private school. Okay.
Beautiful.
Anyway, yeah. So I was 21. I was hanging out with this guy who I won't name because of privacy. And we were hanging out, and we ended up so the town that I went to college in, it's known for like storybooks or I don't know. It has something to do with storybooks. So there were statues of storybook characters all around downtown. It's a nice evening. We end up by the statue of the Lorax, who speaks for the trees, and he leans over to me and he says, "Can I kiss you?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I'd never done it before. And so he kisses me, and I get so nervous because it's my first kiss that I pull away from him, and I walk over to the grass by the Lorax, and I vomit onto the ground.
Ooh, nice.
And we were still friends after that, but that was my first kiss.
And how did he react to you throwing up at the near possibility?
I don't think he liked it. I tried to explain to him it was nerves, and it really was. But he did use too much tongue.
Yeah, I mean you got to work up to that. That's not a thing you can just launch into.
Right.
Framweyard says, "Is his name Dane Cook?"
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone said, "Did he hold your hair?" I think he actually did hold my hair out of the way.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. That's not, that kudos to him. That's not a very, not everybody does that.
Right. We watched Twilight afterwards, I think.
And you watched Twilight, so you threw up and then watched Twilight?
Yeah, we just kind of went back to my place and we watched Twilight afterwards.
Did you sit next to each other or was it separate?
Yeah. Yeah, we just hung out.
Yeah, but throwing up is gonna kill any sort of sexual momentum for sure.
I wasn't that interested in him.
Right. And that's important to keep in mind. But even if there was a little bit of a downhill ski slope on that situation, throwing up's going to go ahead and put that in the ground.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. For sure.
And that's a very it's not honestly, of course. It's honestly, you said embarrassing. I think it's very powerful.
Yeah.
I think it's a very powerful story. I think it's the idea that you you know, that's the thing about a woman's intuition, right? It's part of the woman just knows certain things, and it's not explicable. And to try to explain it is only to distance yourself from it and to pervert it. You must honor it. You must accept it. And in this situation, I think, you know, I think in this, and I'm sure a lot of the women have in the chat right now have a similar story where, you know, maybe their conscious mind wasn't clicked in, but you know, they were getting a weird infection, or they were getting they started throwing up, or they're, you know, some such other thing. And I think it's very powerful. I think it's very powerful that you had that in that moment.
He certainly, you know, I'm sure it was memorable for him. It was memorable for me, for sure.
Right. Yeah, that would definitely be memorable for me. If I were him, I would for sure remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So if you're ever in Abilene, Texas, and you come across a statue of the Lorax, just know that's where it was. That
a young autistic woman almost got her first kiss at the age of 21, but instead threw up in the ground.
No, we did kiss. We kissed, and then I pulled away and I threw up.
Oh, okay. So you did get your kiss, and then you just fucking threw up. Wow, that's worse.
I know it is.
That's I thought you just kind of freaked out when threw up, but no, that's worse for him. That's worse for him.
I pulled away. I still feel bad about it. It really wasn't as.
It's your power. Don't be ashamed of your power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The power to make myself throw up.
The power of your body to know. Right.
No.
You've kissed since then, right?
Yes, and I haven't thrown up at all since then. I
Exactly.
got more confident.
Exactly. Your body knows when it's right. Your body knows when the vibe is right. This was not one of those situations.
Yeah. I even kissed someone while I was a clown one time.
While what?
While I was a clown.
While you were a clown. While you were.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's plenty to get into psychologically about that sometime. I'd love to hash it out with you. But, you know, unfortunately, for right now, we must move on to our next caller. But
yeah, I should be good.
Michaela, I want to thank you so much for being so generous with yourself tonight. You really carved out a nice chunk of time for us.
Yep. Namaste, Lucy.
Well, listen, Michaela, is there anything else you'd like to share with the chat before we move on tonight?
Remember to pee after sex.
Remember to pee after sex. Yeah, that's an important.
But not like do it in the toilet though. Don't do it like in anything else or anyone else.
Don't. Well, you could pee on some. So there are a lot of people do enjoy that.
Well, I mean, pee again after that version of it then.
Well, that's something to think about. Let's think about the order and when and how to pee, and maybe we should do a whole exploration on that sometime. Well, listen, I really appreciate you putting a little dot at the end of our sentence with that about pee, and I say namaste to you tonight, Michaela.
Yep, namaste.
Namaste.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Wonderful, Michaela. Wonderful. I'm so glad that Michaela's taking to the program as well as she is. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Well, hello. Fuck, I want to call you Bob, but I'm Bob.
Bob, Travcam Zero with a communal vision. Remember to throw up after kissing, says Travcam Zero. Interesting stuff. Really appreciate it. Nice little play on what we just heard from Michaela. So, Bob, great to hear from you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful to hear, Bob. And listen, tonight we're just having a Diet Coke hangout. So tell me, what's on your mind?
Oh, it's 80s mom night.
It's 80s mom night?
Yeah, the 80s moms, they love the fucking Diet Coke.
Listen, if liking Diet Coke makes you an 80s mom, then give me some bonbons and some leg warmers, because I'm here for it. I'm an 80s mom to my bone. I love this stuff. I love this Diet Coke. Talk to me, Bob. Are you a Diet Coke guy? What kind of, you like pop?
Oh, man, Leslie, I haven't heard pop in so long. You know, when I came out to California, they don't call it pop. They looked at me like, what the fuck you talking about, boy?
Yep, I know that feeling. I remember I grew up in Northwest Indiana and around the Chicago area, and then I lived in Chicago for a while, and for a while I lived in North Texas, around Denton, and yeah, I would call it pop down there, and they look at me like I was just bleeding from my eyes.
Yeah, I felt like I was from another country.
But it's like where are you from originally? What whereabouts that you started calling it pop?
I'm from the North Shore, Leslie, as a matter of fact.
Listen to that. From the North Shore. So, up in the burbs?
In the burbs, Leslie, in the burbs.
Beautiful. You know, lovely area. Really bizarre area.
Oh, man, I love Buffalo Grove. It is just an amazing area.
So that's up by like Lake Forest and stuff, right?
Yeah, you know, like where Oprah lives and...
Yeah. Yeah,
but
I
it's
used
not
to...
as rich as Oprah's neighborhood. We'll be honest.
Right. Well, there's the rich parts of the North Shore are genuinely bizarre places. I went to school for a little bit in Lake Forest, and what a fucking trip it was. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I had a couple cousins that went to Stevenson, I think it was called, which is like the best school over there.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of Stevenson assholes is what I consider them.
So like kind of a really nice school, I'll bet.
Yeah, it's funny because their school sucked. I went to nice California schools.
Is there a South Shore? Yes, there is a South Shore. It's like
It's called the South Side of Chicago.
Yeah, South Side of Chicago into Whiting, Indiana, funnily enough. Whiting and Gary. It's as the lake dips down, it turns into like industrial, like an
You don't want to park your car on the South Shore is all I'll say.
Yeah, like it turns into industrial zones. It's ugly and it smells like shit down there. You know when you drive.
All of Chicago smell like piss now.
You know it's special when you drive through Chicago into Indiana and you smell the like BP oil and the steel in Gary.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like when you drive into Long Beach. It's like, what the fuck?
It's a special little vibe, very special little vibe. So wait, so you're out in California now. Am I hearing you right?
Yeah, Leslie, I'm out here in the California now.
How do you like it out there, huh?
You know what, Leslie? I got this lovely proposition we just started. We're gonna start. You know how California, we just have the most god awful homeless crisis.
I've heard that yes, there's a significant homelessness crisis in major cities in California. Yes.
So we're gonna reduce the numbers of homelessness.
Right. So listen. So this actually, funnily enough, this idea has been presented on Explorations several times. And if I'm thinking about where you're going, but I want to hear this out. And before you even get started, we do have a communal vision just popping up on the screen in just a moment. Because I don't want to stop you once you start going. Communal vision for Pepperoncini. Are people always yelling at each other like in The Bear? Are you talking about Chicago now? So, yeah, it's pretty much like The Bear. Jeremy Allen White is actually every 30 feet, and it rocks.
A bunch of fat, bearded guys.
And it rocks. Oh yeah, there's no shortage of those here for sure. Now, so you got a plan, right? You got a plan, right? Talk to me about this plan for the homelessness problem.
You know, in 2010, it seems a lot of states bust their homeless out to us. So I got a plan, and I'm running for mayor, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna bust the homeless to Ohio and Alabama, God's butthole, or the U.S. butthole.
So we're gonna ship them. Okay, so interesting idea. You're gonna bus them, put them in buses. You're gonna fund the buses and the gas and the manpower that's gonna take to put the entire homeless population.
Oh, Greyhound's gonna do it for us. We just give them a Greyhound ticket and hallelujah, bye.
Right, but okay, and then what if they don't get on the bus?
Oh, we'll make sure they get on the bus.
Okay, how are you going to make sure?
We're going to escort them, as you would say, to the bus.
What was that?
We're going to escort them to the bus, as you would say.
Okay, so you mean with like a gun, like police officers?
Well, guns don't have to be involved unless it's a heated situation, Leslie.
Well, see that's the thing. Listen, I'm not saying what you're saying is a bad idea. Even I'm not even going there right now.
Well,
I'm not a political guy. I don't get involved in politics, and also I'm not an anti-violence guy. But listen, what I want to do is play devil's advocate. I want to throw a bunch of stuff at you. If it's gonna be violent, let's own the violence part of it, because now you're saying that there's a gun involved. But then you're saying, but I don't want to use it. What do you got it in the first place? You do want to use it.
Who would reject a bus ticket to fucking Alabama with $1,000? $1,000 in Alabama. Come on, $1,000 in Alabama. That's a year, income over there.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but you're gonna spend that $1,000. I mean, the benefits that you get. Listen, what they're gonna do is they're gonna get fucked up, and with the last $130, they're going to get on a Greyhound back to California, where they can get medical insurance, they can get a weed card, they can get there's so much better social services.
We're banning them from California.
Okay, how are you gonna ban them?
To enter the state. There's gonna you know how they track people on house arrest, the ankle monitors. We got to step above that. We got an ankle monitor that we're going to put in their head with a GPS tracking chip. And if they come back to California, we can shoot and kill them then.
Interesting. Okay, so it's open season. Okay. Listen, I mean, it's certainly...
We'd rather have more immigrants in California than the homeless.
Peppercorn Patty has terminated you. Namaste.
Away.
It makes me sad that you guys miss public access TV. What a time to be alive. There just wasn't that in Indiana. Peppercorn Patty says, I got something better than $1,000. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. We're having a Diet Coke night. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Leslie?
I'm doing great. Zipped up on caffeine. I kind of forgot that there's caffeine in Diet Coke. I'm feeling good. How are you? What's something I can call you tonight?
Oh, this is Butterfly. Namaste.
Butterfly, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me. between Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi, I just cannot bring myself to drink diet soda because I was forbade as a child.
Because you were what as a child?
Like I was forbidden to drink diet soda.
Why forbidden? Well, you had to drink full sugar pop?
No, like my mom drank, she was diabetic and only drank diet soda, like would not drink water, only drank diet soda or coffee. So I was not allowed to touch her diet soda. So it's just like, excuse me, built something up in my head that I just cannot touch a diet soda.
Yeah, so what happens? You just kind of like break out in a little sweat?
Yeah, like I just see it on the menu and I just like, I can't, the thought of diet soda just... Ugh.
No, so interesting. So if you went to like a gas station to get a pop right now, what would you get? Give me the 3 pops you would get.
Okay, top 3. Some kind of orange, like a sun-kissed orange. Also Welch's grape, and then probably a root beer. I know that might be controversial.
Root beer? No, I love a root beer. You know, my very dear friend of the stream, Jason Melton, also a streamer. He does this thing called Root Beer Fridays. I think you might enjoy.
There's just such a variety of root beers. Like you go to like a pop store, and you can, if you go to Riverside Red X, they just have like aisles and aisles of pop, and it's the root beer section's the most extensive.
So are you one of these guys with root beer, or are you into the like more artisanal root beers? You like those expensive ones?
I'll give you, like any whatever you give them. Really, I like.
What are your favorites though? Let's hear your favorite root beers.
If I had to pick one, probably a Lost Trail, just because it comes with like that cool little like story on the back about being lost on the trail. You know,
Lost Trail, never even heard of that. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always has some fun little story on the back about being lost out on the trail, but then you end up surviving because you're a cowboy.
You are the creator. Do you say pop or soda at YouTube.com? Do you say pop or soda?
Oh, I usually say soda, but I've been saying pop more recently, like trying to bring it back because that's what I used to say. Mm-hmm. I feel like the soda was bred out of me.
Yeah,
people looked down upon me if I said soda. If I said pop, like I was some sort of like inbred moron. It's like, no, I want to say pop.
Inbred's, no, come on now. Framweard, Orc told me root beer is the most autistic soda pop. Caller, Guru, thoughts?
Probably because you can really, really get into it. And that's what autists do, is like really,
I can
really
see that.
dig their heels in. Just dissect what makes a soda a soda. Isn't it just like cane sugar? Like perfecting the art of cane sugar? Some alchemy shit.
I don't know, but like if you start, what's the most autistic pop?
Yeah. See, this pop.
I mean, back in the day, I would have said, if this was maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I would have said Jones Soda.
Oh my God! Remember, like I was talking about this with someone else. Like Jones Soda walked so that all of these other soda companies can run now. Remember how like they were the only ones pushing the soda envelope back in the day.
Very cool, right? Very cool little pictures and fonts and little flavors and what have you. Very cool.
Gravy.
Very
gravy soda.
Yeah.
It wasn't good, but I tried it.
I enjoyed the cream soda, personally speaking.
That's one thing. That's a hill I'll die on. I just cannot touch that stuff. But anyway.
Well, I would say, but current day, most autistic soda. I guess it depends on what kind of autism we're talking about. Are we talking about the good kind or the bad kind? If we're talking about the good
Which kind, the bad kind. Like the kind where they don't talk, or
I mean, the bad, like the nonverbal, violent,
Okay, gotcha.
Like,
Unreasonable.
they're poor, so they don't have like resources to socialize them. There's no like rich parents or a social worker holding their hand through certain situations, and it's just like they're just on the internet, fucking going for it.
Just react violently to every situation.
And I like them better. I like them better. This Love on the Spectrum business is
horse shit.
Yeah, I think it's ultimately very destructive. I want to see him tarred out. I want to see him lose it. They got to at least have one bad one.
Yeah. Well, like if you really start watching body cam footage, it's like, holy crap, pretty much every one of these meltdowns I'm seeing is just an autistic meltdown in some form or another.
I know. Like it's that with like some sort of mood disorder. But I think the whole Love on the Spectrum show could be redeemed if they just had one bad one, so that everyone watches. They can enjoy the cute little, like, he wears a little bow tie and she burps while she talks about dinosaurs, and we can enjoy the cuteness, because I love that cuteness. But in order to fully sit with it, I want one rogue element. I want one, what's currently current? What's that guy's name? Fucking the guy on TikTok. Somebody's got to know. Currently, what's his name?
Not familiar.
There's somebody's. All I have is just like this meme shit jammed into my head.
Not every single person has to be redeemable. Exactly. Like not every single character has to be redeemable. Some can just be a bastard.
Right. They might be autistic and just like a piece of shit. That's possible. There's plenty of them.
I know. My ex.
Yeah.
Wife.
Put Asmongold in there. Put Asmongold on a date with like Daniel. What's his name?
LaRusso? I don't know.
He's a guy on TikTok. He's got problems. Autism's a part of it.
Oh, everyone on TikTok.
Daniel Larson. I knew Mish was going to come through.
Oh, Daniel Larson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're never going to see that guy again. Good luck.
But put him on Love on the Spectrum. I would tune in.
There's plenty more locals out there that'll, take its place.
Sure. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just an example. There's somebody else that we could put on. I would just want to see some negative representation. I'm tired of this positive representation horseshit.
Well, that's why why are you still watching, like, that's just old media? Like, how many people it takes to put a TV show and just a series together, compared to this stream right now I'm watching, where it's one person who can entertain this many people and make people laugh harder than I've ever seen before. Like that type of media is just dead. Once you start doing live streaming, it's just bullshit.
Interesting. Well, I see where you're going. I see that's quite a thesis statement. That is quite a thesis statement.
I mean, we started to see, like, who was the guy, but the loser guy we were making fun of the other night from General Hospital is now live streaming. Like, people are starting to realize, like, go straight to the audience versus how many people does it take to make a movie, to make something that mediocre, or a TV show to make it that good. That's a lot of people versus I'll watch so many other people who are just so much more entertaining than anything I've ever seen. Like, what the hell? I haven't watched regular TV in months. Like, there's no point.
Right. I mean, it's the funny thing.
Sometimes I just stare for up to an hour at my biceps, triceps, lats, and quads to help manifest gains.
Yep, 100%. Namaste. No, 100% namaste. Now, it's weird because I have a hard time watching streams for an extended period of time. It's like a different zone because you got to interact with them. But
yeah, sure.
And the thing is, like, I like it when people try really hard though. And sometimes you can find that on social media or streaming or something, but I still, people use social media as an excuse not to try. in a creative sense, and it's a really it's a fucking bummer.
Well, yeah, or podcasting is ruined comedy. Just like get up there and yap versus like come out with a real stand-up set. You know,
it's funny to watch, but then there's the crossover. It's funny to watch because somebody who is really good at stand-up to them, watch them try to be funny on the internet, and then vice versa too. Like somebody who crushes on the internet, like in videos or streaming, and then you see like a clip of their set that they try on stage, and it's like,
yeah, it just doesn't work.
It's it's really strange because the people that like them will just like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
so we're talking about fandoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. And that's all it is. Like, pick your side. It's just sports. God damn it. It's just sports. We're all doing sports.
I mean, I think we live in a very tumultuous time, and I think it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
I think it's just on the way down, and I think you should really prepare yourself for it to fall apart.
Yeah.
And therefore put yourself in the position to unlock the power of the next level that we speak about so frequently here at Explorations.
That's where I'm trying to get. The next level.
I'm trying to get. Yeah, namaste to you. Well, Butterfly, listen, it's been really beautiful speaking to you tonight. I appreciate you calling and giving us so much of yourself. You've been really generous. Before we move on to our next caller, though, I do want to ask if there's anything else that you'd like to share with chat on tonight on our Diet Coke evening.
Just go out there and drink soda, pop, whatever you want to call it. Like, just go out there and do it. Like, don't be an anti-soda person. Like, I mean, I don't drink it all the time, but like, if you fill yourself up with enough water, you can cancel out the pop. Same thing with, beer or wine or liquor or cocaine or anything. Just put enough water in your system and you're fine.
Namaste. Beautiful. Let's leave it right there. Blessings.
Blessings to you. Namaste.
Namaste, Butterfly. Deceivable with communal vision. What's weird is that while you might fail IRL in a comedy club, you might really succeed on a platform like Twitch. And vice versa, though. And vice versa. Go to some local comedy shows. You'll see some real dog shit, I'm sure. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I could call you tonight?
Omega Robot 21.
Omega Robot 21. Great to have you. How you doing tonight?
Amazing. How are you?
Doing fine. Getting full of pee-pee, and I think you're going to be our final caller tonight.
Yes.
Omega Robot 21, talk to me. What's on your mind tonight? We're doing a Diet Coke evening, just having some fun, relaxing and chilling, and enjoying some Diet Coke. What's on your mind?
Well, it's another day in the post-apocalyptic universe, and I'm just kind of keeping it real. And I was just like, you know what? I need to head on over to Explorations. I need to see what they're up to. And here I am.
Here we got Grandpa Liquor saying Charles Barkley drinks up to 20 Diet Coles per day. Something to strive for. Interesting. Yeah, that is something to strive for. Appreciate that. I mean, if you got to have a goal, unfortunately, you got to have at some point you might need a goal, and that could be one. That could be a goal that you have. 20 Diet Cokes a day. Thanks so much, Grandpa Liquor. Now, so you said post-apocalyptic. So the Omega Robot 21, are you claiming that the apocalypse has already happened, and if so, when did it happen?
It happened definitely where I am. At least I think it has. I haven't seen anyone outside my window from the basement in quite a while, so I'm assuming nothing is going on out there. And I think if I had to put a date on it, I would say probably like 5 years before I was born.
Interesting. Okay, so and what year was that?
Last year.
So you're not born yet?
No. I was born last year, so 5 years before that.
Oh, you were born. So you're a year old, and then so that's 2024 minus 5 is 2019. So the end of the world transpired in 2019.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm assuming. That's how my math is mathing.
Sounds good to me. Well, listen, Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi?
Diet Coke, obviously.
And do you have any enemies?
Do I have any enemies? Yeah, the Pepsi cult. They come at me in droves.
The Pepsi cult?
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of Pepsi fans coming at you.
So they're not fans. They're Pepsi cultists.
Mm-hmm.
They are known to show up at my door, but I don't leave the basement, so I don't know what they're doing out there. But it's bad. Pepsi, man.
So what are they? How are they making your life difficult, Omega Robot? We got a bunch of Pepsi cultists coming at you. And we've also got a communal vision coming up on the screen directly from Pepperoncini to you, Omega Robot. Directly to you. A request from Pepperoncini stating, in a moment, we'll have it on the screen. Pepperoncini says, Omega Robot, please tell us about your enemy, Lance from Saints.
Oh, man. Lance from Saints. Yeah, he tore me a new one, let me tell you. I
Talk
was
to
on
me.
Kiltania, and they made some remarks that made me feel bad. I think he's the leader of the Pepsi cult.
So talk to me. What did Lance from Saints say to you?
He told me that my jokes weren't funny. They were banging.
Okay. And he told you that you weren't being funny, and then he sort of spanked your little butt raw about it.
Yeah, verbally, but it's like a metaphor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what set him off? Did you say something in chat? Did he have a call in line? What was going on?
It was Kiltania, so I was up there telling jokes, and he was one of the judges, and he let me know that my jokes were not funny.
And then he spanked your little butt raw. And then what did that make you feel like?
It made me feel like a tiny robot, and then I needed to go home and think about my life.
And did you?
I got over it pretty fast, but everyone likes to think that Lance from Saints is now my mortal enemy or something. But whatever. It's a brand.
What's a brand?
Having a mortal enemy.
No, I mean, I think it's not only a brand, but I think it's critical to life. I think you should absolutely know who your enemies are. The Pepsi cultists, Lance from Saints, who humiliated you in front of how many people were watching Kiltania at the time?
How many people were watching? Oh, maybe 10.
So 10 people, and he thought it was appropriate to walk you out, pull your little pants down, and smack your adult man ass just beat red.
Well, I mean, let's not forget, I'm 1. So I was a 1-year-old that he spanked.
So he spanked a child. Okay, so
yeah,
this keeps getting worse. And you say that you're fine about it and over it, but I'm telling you, I think this is still a raging battle that I think you need to tend to.
Yeah. Do you think I need to? Is this my origin story?
I think, what do you think about this? I'm going to suggest something to you just to see what you think as a possible route, okay? Because there are an infinite number of routes on how to handle this situation.
This is true.
What do you think? Now, let me ask this first. When Lance from Saints said that your jokes were dog shit, do you know what he's talking about? Do you know the quality of your jokes that he's sort of recoiling from and really just does not like? Do you know what he's talking about?
Yes. He did not like any of the jokes I spoke from the Jokes for a Bloke book.
Okay, cool. So, and did you straight from a book?
Well, it's a 1970s book, so it's all from that.
Oh, this sounds so familiar. I think I caught wind of this. Now,
Yeah.
I think what you should do is you need to double down. I think you need to go back next time that he's involved in any kind of open forum thing, be that a stream, be that a call-in, be that, his chat, be that another Kill Tanya thing. And I think you need to prepare even worse jokes, even worse material.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think you need to step up to the plate, and you need to come armed, fully to the teeth, with even worse shit than what you're reading from this book. And I think you can do it.
Okay. So should let me put a thought that I think I can build off of that. I'm gonna use your foundation and build up.
Okay.
So like, what if I took all the punchlines and shifted them one joke over?
I think we can do a little bit better than that. I think we can do a little bit better than that. I think that's something. I think that's an interesting structural idea. But in terms of causing misery, I think that it's just going to be more confusing than cause misery. I think there has to be some amount of logic, joke to joke, punchline to punchline, that will cause the most amount of pain.
Okay.
So
should all the punchlines be Lance from Saints?
What'd you say?
Should all the punchlines be Lance from Saints?
You could make them about him. Yeah, that'd be an interesting route. Like you could talk about real quick, we've got a subscription coming in from Butterfly. Namaste. Thanks so much for the Prime, Butterfly. Namaste. Just saying namaste and hello and a namaste to you. Blessings, Butterfly. Thank you so much for that subscription. Extremely generous. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Now, yeah. Like, what's something about him that you could make a joke about? Do you think?
Well, he used to be like an actor, wasn't he, or something? Or can't remember. I don't really know much about the guy.
Yeah, something. And don't actually. This is the thing. It's gonna be. You're gonna want to like maybe make fun of that he's a bad actor or something. Don't go that route. If you go about like What are some actors' jokes? Yeah, what are some actor jokes? Maybe like
you couldn't audition for something if you tried sitting on the casting couch or something.
Yeah, sure. That's honestly a really terrific start.
Yeah,
that's a really terrific start.
They would actually give you a role just to get you out of the office.
A role, yeah. How about he wanted a roll so bad he went to the store and got Swiss cake rolls.
Ooh,
pretty good, right?
Yeah, because there's cake involved.
Yeah. Also the word roll.
Oh yeah, the rolls. Yeah, that too.
So double meaning. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, listen, how about you come up with some Lance stuff and I'm going to play a little bit of jazz because the Jazz Express has begun.
Oh, yeah? Oh, man.
Namaste. Namaste. Go ahead. Play. Did you think of a little joke to say?
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Lance from Saint.
Well, speak up. You're a little soft.
I'm too soft?
Yeah, just go ahead. Speak up.
Okay. Lance from Saint is the actor of rock and roll. He goes in for a role and he hits rock bottom.
Absolute slam dunk. Absolutely terrific.
Yeah. I came up with that on my own. I'm very proud of that.
Go ahead. You think of another one yet?
No, I didn't. I was,
Duncan did it. Thank you so much for the let's keep this train chugging. Pour one bit. Thank you so much. Omega, you son of a bitch. You sneaking in a prime. Blessings to you. Pepperoncini, I like this. I like his name is Lance from Saints because he knows he will never be in something bigger than that. Interesting. So that's one. Maybe that can take your turn this time. I'll play a little bit of jazz. You think of another joke, okay?
Okay.
All right. You got one?
Oh, yeah, I got a good one.
All right. Let's send us off.
Okay. Why is Lance from Saint such a hot actor? Because he doesn't have any fans to keep him cool.
Oh my God! Listen, you have put together a whole set. I want to make sure that you come back. You listen to your call. You write down the jokes that we just brainstormed, and next time he's got an open forum, you bring the heat. He challenged you. He spanked your ass. You got to come back armed to the teeth. And I think we did a really good job getting you set up tonight.
This is amazing. I loved every minute of it.
Absolutely, Omega Robot 21. I really appreciate you calling tonight and being so generous with yourself this evening.
I appreciate you too, man. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, Omega.
Okay.
Nighty night. Wow, what fun that was, huh? What fun that was to speak to someone. Oh, look who it is. Look who is on right now. Speak of the goddamn double. Guys, what a beautiful stream we've had tonight. Beautiful exploration. Thank you so much for just kicking back, having a really exploratory evening, just having some Diet Coke with me. Just letting the vibe roll out on a beautiful Saturday evening. Namaste to every single that has been with us tonight on both Twitch and YouTube. I know there's only a couple of you guys over at youtube.com, but I really appreciate you guys holding it down, hanging out, adding to the vibe over there. Namaste. I really appreciate that. And to all my Twitch guys, thank you so much. This has been a really gorgeous evening. Really gorgeous evening. Really teed off on some enemies. That felt good. Didn't that feel good, everybody? Didn't that feel good? There was no piss break. I held it. I was just vibing. I was having too much fun vibing. But is Michaela still around? Because if Nindy knew, really good question. Really can't wait till it's on the screen. Really appreciate that. Oh, she went 9-9? Okay, never mind. We're not raiding Pendleton Ward. I was going to raid Pendleton Ward in Michaela's honor. Who is on? Who is up? Who's having fun? Is Floppy Jimmy on? Or is he... Nindy New, so where did we land on Diet Coke? Nindy New asked, where do we land on Diet Coke? I feel good about it. Is Walking on? Yeah, I'll send it on over to Walking, huh? How about that? There he is. There we go. Guys, let's take this vibe on over to a true explorer. Somebody very committed to our program. Somebody very committed to everything that we do here. Namaste. Let's go ahead and drop a raid on over to walk-ins, diners, and drives. Fun, exciting, and a confirmed, as Pepperoncini put it, a confirmed non-enemy. A confirmed non-enemy. So, guys, let's take that. Guys, we'll be back Tuesday evening. Join the Discord if you want extra materials. We got a podcast coming up soon on Monday with JJ. Join the Discord, follow all the other shit. Wonderful show tonight, guys. Really fun and exciting and wonderful to be with you this evening. And thank you so much for being with me and having a chill night with me. Wait, did the raid start? Did it not? Is there a raid going or no? I'm printing out a picture of Sarah's slime to throw darts at. Best of luck. Best of fucking goddamn luck. Okay, so the raid is not... Okay. Raid... Walk-ins, diners... It's walk-ins, diners, and dives, not drives. Who put drives? Gene, you're trying to fuck my life up. No, Sarah Duncan, Sarah Sherman. Yeah, I think we might have been talking about before you got here. Raid started. Beautiful raid. Now, guys, we'll be back Tuesday evening with a brand new exploration. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Beautiful evening. It was nice to just have a nice, little relaxed, little fun evening. Namaste to you. Guys, but in the meantime, have a wonderful, edifying couple days. I'll see you in the Discord or the Twitter or the Instagram and whatnot. And if not, blessings and namaste. I'll see you Tuesday for a brand new exploration. Oh, I see what you did, Duncan, you son of a... Oh, you were here. Okay. I got confused. Duncan. Bless you. I love your disrespect. Thank you, and I accept that as a gift. Namaste, everyone. We'll see you guys on Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Central. Blessings.
Oh, that's why.